How's it going, Warlords? The Brit is back. Finally getting back to doing some One Piece content. I know you've missed it. And as part of wrapping up this year, I really want to dive into my favorite cover series that have happened in the One Piece manga. I have 3 honorable mentions, and then overall a top 5. And on any particular day, these may fluctuate between my favorite to least favorite among these 5. Hence not giving them a number. With that being said, let's get reckless. A part of my honorable mentions, we have from the decks, the 500 million Berryman art. And for those who do not know, this is the 22nd cover series that has been produced. And this follows up Monkey D. Luffy and all the Straw Hats, their bounties after Dressrosa. And what's cool within this is, similar to the other ones, we get reactions from everyone that the Straw Hats have met towards their bounties. There was so much coolness among these 16 pages, and I encourage many people to be able to check this one out. Up next for the nominee list, please don't hate me, but we have Ace's Blackbeard search. Stay with me. I very much like what we got. However, for me, especially around the time when I was watching and getting into One Piece, this one didn't really hit as well. We got a little bit of Ace, but we didn't get the type of understanding and character development that I kind of necessarily needed. Granted, him messing around with the Marines and even liberating that small town were really cool, but that's why this is going to be in the honorable mentions, because the other 5 that are more towards that top for me have a lot more meat on the bones. And last, for the honorable mentions, is Wapple's Omnivorous Hurrah, aka the 5th cover story within One Piece. Now this is going to be one of those funnier ones. This took the place of Buggy's cover series. Yes, Buggy's was so much fun, and I even got to see it animated. But Wapple's Hurrah brings this monster back to power, gives a lot of context for where he goes in the series, and most incredibly, forecasts Wapple's engagement in Marineford, because the barriers that Whitebeard couldn't break were Wapple metal, a fact that still flies over so many people's heads. Wapple's Omnivorous Hurrah set up and affected Marineford, and I will stand by that. Which is why I have to put in my honorable mentions before I get into the meats and potatoes of the top 5 cover series. Within these top 5 reside the cover series that personally I have so much connection to, not only in watching the anime, but reading the manga and engaging with this community, as well as someone who's been a part of this One Piece journey since 2005, have been able to see 18 years of understanding within this story. So a lot of this is my personal bias, 100%, but it's also sprinkled in a little bit of that understanding of lore and what we get out of it. And nothing speaks more to that than the 19th cover series, From the Decks of the World. Yes, I did do the Deck from the World, but that's the 500 billion Berryman after they were accounts of Dressrosa. This is the accounts following our time skip. And in that, we not only get to understand where people have been over the last 2 years, but we get to see the growth. All the kids from Syrup Village, 2 years older, 2 years wiser. Chimney from Water 7 is growing up before our eyes. But by far, for me personally, and something I never picked up at the time and truly love, is the final one, which is of Whitebeard and Ace's grave, and 3 sake cups that were left at Ace's grave. Those little things that I mentioned that personally really resonate for me, but also have that sprinkle of Oda's just mind-blowing world building. Now again, these aren't in any particular order. So this next one I want to mention is Miss Golden Week's Operation Meet Baroque Works. As someone who grew up in Alabasta was my big arc. That was my, whew, this is way too long. I also had a very deep connection to the antagonists that were part of Baroque Works. Didn't fully love them, but they were part of my childhood. And being able to see where they go, as well as being able to see Crocodile and Mr. One be able to say, nah, we're gonna take our comeuppance, only to find out what that decision does and places them in front of moving forward. This is a very fun cover series that has also been very important to the overall story. I start laughing because this is Enel's great space adventure. And as someone who's in Egghead, I can just feel that what he found in those mechanized little dudes is going to be a direct correlation to what is happening in Egghead with that giant super mech monster. And I cannot wait for that connection to become clear. I'm feeling it. I feel it in my bones. Enel has an army, and he's bound to show up at any point. Oda has to have something in his pocket. And I, for one, am very excited to see when Electric M&M is coming back into the fray in One Piece. Again, as I mentioned, these are not in any particular order, because what I'm about to say is by far one of my favorites, and that is Diary of Kobe Meppo. Yes, our favorite two Marine Mad Lads, and the second cover series. Many of the live-action One Piece fans that are now catching up with the anime and manga are slowly finding out that this is kind of the basis for what we saw in the live action. We are literally starting to see Kobe grow. This boy started from the bottom, and we are able to see how far he comes, ultimately culminating seeing this Mad Lad in post-Enies lobby. And as Kobe goes on to become even greater in the Marines, this is going to be a cover series that we all fall back to and say, how it started versus how it's going. And finally, the most recent cover series, the 25th in the One Piece series, Germa 66 is an emotionless excursion. I know, Gang Beige's Oh My Family is not on it, thankfully. But Germa 66 is an emotionless excursion is for so many feats. First, it helps settle a lot of the animosity in the community after Big Mom came into the fray at the end of Whole Cake Island. So many people, Jinbei wasn't hurt, the Fishmen didn't do this, all this stuff should happen. Well, they at least took 2 of Germa captive and did a lot of damage, as we were able to see. Second, what happened to Caesar Clown and him joining up with Judge, also culminating into our own backstory. So we were able to see a young Judge, young Queen, and young Caesar, all within an early match. This was so much fun because simultaneously we're starting to unravel the mystery that's Vegapunk while getting a lot of his understanding, ideology, and practice in this backstory, while also learning what's happening with the Blackbeard pirates. This cover series just stacks and stacks and stacks all of this foreshadowing and storytelling and putting up all these plot points without even being a part of the main narrative. But those are my top One Piece cover stories. Yeah, I have 8, but it's my video, so I have to have a little bit of fun. But what did you think? Did you agree with me? Or were there a few that you're just like have to be in your top list? Feel free to write them in the comment section down below. With that being said, I'm the Dark Britain. Thank you so much for watching this video. And always remember, Nakama, that anime is adulting. Catch you on the next video. Peace. Hey you! Yeah you, the amazing Nakama that made it to the end of our content. Hi, I'm the Dark Britain with the Runaway Warlords, and I'd like to personally say thank you for being able to check out our video. If you like what we have, go ahead and subscribe. That'll really be able to help you out. If you want to check out another video, we have one right here. And also, we have a lovely playlist for you to check out right there. I'm the Dark Britain of the Runaway Warlords. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey. We'll catch you next time. Peace.